You ever boot up a game and instantly go, oh yeah, I'm in? That's atmosphere. Worlds that just swallow you whole. Today we're looking at 16 PS5 games that do exactly that. Tap subscribe and let's dive in. Starting at number 16 with Stray. And wow, this neon-soaked cyberpunk world hits different. You're just a regular street cat lost in a robot-run city sealed off from the real world. The atmosphere carries this game. Rainy alleys glowing with neon signs, metal rooftops as highways, and crumbling neighborhoods where machines mimic human life. Quiet, lonely, curious, all at once. Seeing everything from a cat's height changes how you feel the space. Falling pipes become paths, air conditioners turn into ladders, and the vertical exploration feels strangely otherworldly. The audio seals it. Soft rain, humming machinery, tiny paws on metal, and that meow button, one sad echo in an empty city, says more than dialogue ever could. Gorgeous lighting and music give the whole world a bittersweet, hopeful energy. Stray launched July 2022. Short, emotional, unforgettable. Prefer warmth over neon rain? The next one feels like a cozy blanket.
Sometimes atmosphere just wraps around you. Soft music, glowing forests, a world that feels alive even when it's hurting. That's exactly what Kena Bridge of Spirits delivers. You're a spirit guide helping lost souls move on, wandering through lush, ancient lands overflowing with nature and color. Sunbeams through mossy trees, waterfalls cutting through ruins, bioluminescent plants lighting your path. It's gorgeous, but beneath that beauty is sadness. Broken villages, corrupted forests, and spirits clinging to pain and regret. The shift from bright and hopeful to dark and twisted feels like a gut punch every time. The music seals the vibe. Gentle and peaceful one moment, mournful and heavy the next. And those little rot companions bouncing beside you? Pure magic. Stunning visuals, emotional storytelling, and a world dripping with atmosphere. Kena sticks with you long after the credits roll.
Seriously, quiet streets, empty homes, and nature swallowing what's left of us. That's The Last of Us Part 1, and few games make atmosphere feel this heavy. Overgrown cities, ruined neighborhoods, and a world frozen mid-collapse pull you in immediately. You feel the silence and dread what's hiding inside it. The PS5 remake makes it hit harder. Pillared sunlight through shattered windows, spores drifting in the air, clickers echoing somewhere you can't see. That sound design alone raises your heartbeat. Every location tells a story. Graffiti warnings, abandoned checkpoints, notes from people who didn't survive. You learn what was lost just by walking around. If you want pure, pressure-filled atmosphere, this is the blueprint. And now, let's head to space, where the fear is even louder in silence.
Metal groans in the dark, and you swear something's breathing with you. That's Dead Space Remake, sci-fi horror atmosphere at its absolute peak. Every hallway is claustrophobic, flickering lights, smeared blood trails, and vents that never feel empty. The Ishimura doesn't welcome you, it swallows you. And the sound design? Unreal. Screeches in the vents, metal twisting overhead, distant thuds that might be footsteps, or something worse. PS5 3D audio makes every noise feel inches from your neck. Lighting seals the mood. Red emergency strobes, power outages, and flashlight beams slicing through pitch black. Zero-G rooms floating with debris are somehow beautiful and terrifying at the same time. The Ishimura is the atmosphere. Failing systems, flooding corridors, entire decks dying around you. No loading screens, no breaks, just one continuous nightmare. If you want suffocating tension from start to finish, this is the benchmark. And now we head somewhere medieval, where the atmosphere is just as deadly.
A world swallowed by fog, silence, and despair. Welcome to Demon Souls Remake, dark fantasy atmosphere in its purest form. Every location feels cursed and abandoned. Fog-drenched battlements, poisoned swamps, prisons full of chanting terrors. Each archstone has its own flavor of misery. The soundscape is almost empty. Wind, steel, distant screams. Music only appears during boss fights, so every quiet stretch feels dangerous. And visually, stunningly grim. Volumetric fog rolling off ruined stones, Gothic towers glowing under torchlight. Screenshots look like oil paintings dipped in sorrow. Boletaria feels doomed the moment you arrive. You're not a chosen hero, just a survivor pushing back the inevitable. For players obsessed with mood, dread, and atmosphere, Demon Souls is unmatched. Next stop, Gothic nightmares and blood-soaked streets.
Imagine a world where kingdoms fall, magic is dying, and gods-level monsters decide the fate of nations. That's Final Fantasy XVI, and the atmosphere hits like a war drum. The tone is regal, bleak, and bloody. Castle halls drenched in firelight, battlefields drowned in mud and rain, war councils plotting in candlelit rooms. You feel the tension of empires barely holding together. And then the icons arrive. Titan ripping mountains apart, Phoenix igniting the sky, Ifrit leveling cities. These clashes feel like natural disasters wearing flesh. Soken's soundtrack ties it all together. Choirs roaring during summon battles, quiet strings in moments of grief. If you want dark fantasy with scale, weight, and world-ending spectacle, 16 is the one. Imagine waking up on an alien planet where the rain never stops, the sky never feels human, and death just drops you back at the crash site again. Welcome to Returnal, atmosphere turned into a weapon. Atropos feels wrong in the best way. Ancient ruins stitched together with spaceship wrecks, forests glowing with bioluminescent veins, shifting architecture that feels alive. The audio is unreal. Rain tapping your suit, distant alien shrieks, Celine whispering to herself in panic, and 3D audio placing every threat around you. You live in this space. And then the house appears. Same house, new dread. Psychological horror stitched into a sci-fi death loop. For pure atmosphere, Returnal is unmatched. Snow-choked villages, candlelit castles, forests breathing fog. Resident Evil Village is Gothic horror perfection. Everything drips atmosphere. Abandoned houses with frozen dinners on tables, church bells echoing through empty streets, shadows moving where nothing should move. Castle Dimitrescu is the star. Velvet halls, stained glass, whispering corridors, whispers and the daughters stalking you with playful murder vibes. You feel those footsteps behind you. Each region is its own nightmare. Moreau's flooded shantytown, Heisenberg's industrial hellscape, and Beneviento's dollhouse terror. That baby sequence still lives rent-free in my brain. Fog, moonlight, storm clouds, distant howls. Village nails mood from first footsteps to last bullet. If Gothic horror atmosphere is your thing, this is the PS5 crown jewel. Seriously, number 8 is Death Stranding 2 on the beach, and Kojima evolves loneliness into hope. Sam's now crossing Mexico and Australia, ruined landscapes slowly coming back to life. You still trek alone, but the DHV Magellan ship and NPC porters make the world feel more connected. Nature hits harder this time. Earthquakes, sandstorms, wildfires, and timefall reshaping routes in real time. The atmosphere feels alive, threads of humanity everywhere, danger always lurking. Woodkid's adaptive soundtrack seals it. Emotional swells just as you conquer a brutal climb or storm. Launched June 2025 on PS5. If you love atmospheric journeys with heart, this is Kojima at his best. Lucky number 7. This is Star Wars atmosphere done right. Jedi Survivor nails frontier worlds, forgotten temples, and the constant threat of the Empire. Kobo feels alive. Pyloon Saloon buzzing with outlaws and oddballs, wide open canyons full of wildlife, and the shattered moon hanging like a broken memory. Every location feels ancient and lived in. The ruined Jedi temples are magical. Echoes of the past, murals half buried in dust, meditation halls swallowed by vines. You feel the force in the air. But peace never lasts. Stormtroopers patrol, Star Destroyers blot out the sky, and Inquisitors lurk just out of sight. And Pyloons? That cantina becomes home. Music, chatter, misfits turning into family. Jedi Survivor, April 2023. If you crave pure Star Wars atmosphere, it delivers. This next one feels like a dream you swear you've already had, just sideways and slightly unsettling. Metaphor ReFantasio pulls you into a fantasy world dripping with style. The atmosphere is surreal elegance, medieval cities twisting into impossible shapes, libraries floating in voids, and that unmistakable Atlas art direction painting every scene with attitude. Even the menus feel alive. Battle transitions, UI flourishes, dialogue screens, everything blends into the world like magic ink turning pages. Every kingdom tells its own story. Architecture, colors, cultures, moving between regions feels like crossing realities, not just maps. And the soundtrack seals it. Whispery choirs, strange instruments, tense percussion, music that feels enchanted. Metaphor ReFantasio dropped October 2024. If you chase fantasy worlds for the vibes as much as the combat, this one hits hard.
Some games don't scare you with monsters. They let your own brain do the work. Silent Hill 2 Remake is atmospheric horror at its peak. The fog is the star, thick, smothering, cutting visibility to just a few feet. You're always imagining something waiting in the haze, long before anything actually appears. Silent Hill itself feels wrong in every direction. Empty diner booths, rusted playgrounds, blood-streaked hallways. The world bends, rots, and reflects James's guilt as you descend deeper. And the sound design? Unreal. Radio static buzzing when creatures lurk nearby, distant sirens that raise goosebumps, footsteps echoing forever. Akira Yamaoka's score blends melancholy and industrial dread. It defines the mood. The remake upgrades everything without losing the soul. Volumetric fog, ray tracing, detailed decay, and a close camera that keeps you uncomfortably tight in tense spaces. And beneath the horror is something more devastating. Monsters shaped by guilt, trauma, and denial. The atmosphere doesn't just scare you, it crushes you. Silent Hill 2 Remake hit PS5 in October 2024. If you want the purest, rawest horror atmosphere on console, nothing tops it.
Some worlds don't welcome you, they swallow you. Elden Ring throws you into the lands between like a ghost wandering someone else's ruin. The atmosphere is pure mystery. No hand-holding, just shattered kingdoms, broken gods, and whispers of history in item descriptions. The landscapes tell the story. Stormvale looming over dead cliffs, Liurnia glowing under moonlight, Caelid rotting away in scarlet plague. Every region feels like something terrible already happened. Silence does the heavy lifting. Wind, distant monsters, your footsteps, nothing else. Then a boss theme hits, and suddenly you feel like you've stepped into legend. Elden Ring launched in 2022. For anyone who wants atmosphere that's lonely, beautiful, and unforgettable, this is the one.
Alan Wake 2 is surreal horror atmosphere at its peak. Bright Falls feels normal until the seams start tearing. The vibe is reality glitching. One moment you're in a cozy Pacific Northwest town, then suddenly you're in the dark place where logic dies. Two worlds, two protagonists, one collapsing reality. Bright Falls nails the Twin Peaks energy. Pine forests, foggy lakes, small town gossip with something rotten underneath. The Dark Place flips the tone completely. Nightmare New York, shifting streets, neon that whispers at you. You question what's real every second. Remedy's multimedia magic amplifies everything. Live action scenes, musical numbers, talk show weirdness that bleeds into gameplay. And the flashlight lighting, plus sound design, pure dread. Shadows feel alive. Silence becomes a weapon. Alan Wake 2 dropped October 2023. If you want atmosphere that bends your brain, this is unmissable.
Our runner-up is Black Myth Wukong. Chinese mythology brought to life with absurd detail. This feels like stepping into ancient folklore. Temples hidden in bamboo forests, mountain peaks in the clouds, villages where spirits walk beside humans, pure mythic energy. The environments are wild. Snowy monasteries with fluttering prayer flags, glowing caves, sand-swept ruins, lush waterfalls, each area with its own identity. Lighting sells the vibe. Sunbeams through bamboo, moonlit lakes, and shadows stretching across temple rooftops mid-fight. Every shot looks like concept art moving in real time. Authenticity makes it sing. Architecture, music, and creature designs pulled straight from Journey to the West. It's not just fantasy, it respects the culture it's inspired by. And there's tragedy in the air. Fallen gods, cursed warriors, once great legends twisted by corruption. Gorgeous worlds hiding deep sadness. Black Myth Wukong, August 2024. For atmosphere that feels mythical, alive, and larger than life, this is unmissable. But one game pulls off atmosphere even better.
And taking the top spot, Hogwarts Legacy. No game nails magical atmosphere like this one. Hogwarts Castle feels alive. Talking portraits, drifting ghosts, shifting staircases, every corridor feels like it's hiding a secret. Seasons change the whole world. Autumn leaves on castle grounds, snow settling on Hogsmeade, warm spring nights in the Forbidden Forest. The magic never stands still. The vibes everywhere are perfect. Cozy house common rooms, the Great Hall buzzing at dinner, moonlit towers and spell practice echoing through halls. Step into the Forbidden Forest at night, and it turns from whimsical to terrifying in seconds. And the sound design seals it. Students chatting, wands cracking, owls hooting, and musical cues straight out of Wizarding Dreams. Hogwarts Legacy, February 2023. If you want pure atmosphere and immersion, this is living at Hogwarts, not just visiting it. And that's the list. 16 PS5 games with atmosphere so strong they pull you into another world. Fog-soaked towns, neon cities, alien planets, magical castles, the PS5 has some insane vibes waiting to be explored. Tell me, which game sucked you in the hardest? Drop it in the comments.
If you had fun hanging out, hit like, subscribe, and stick around for more deep dives and hidden gems. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.